off. Welcome everyone. For those that do not know, my name is Taja. I'm the mindset coach,
And I'm Trish, the budgeted financial guru.
and together we make up Achieve Her Investments.
That's right. That's right.
So,
Again,
go ahead.
again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys could have done anything on this Thursday night, but you guys are here,
Yes.
ready to learn, and we are ready to teach you.
Yes, indeed. And we apologize again about the error. We were hoping to live stream right on YouTube, but unfortunately, they thought they were going to stop us from being great. Not going to happen. So here we are. But we will upload this to YouTube as well. Okay.
Definitely.
So tonight is all about how to invest on a budget. Okay. There's so many times that we believe that you need a lot of money to get started. And you need to know all these things. Well, we're here to bring that information to you, let you know how you can get started, different kinds of accounts, and a whole bunch of other information that'll be great for you on your journey. You can put your questions in the chat, and we'll get to them at the end, okay?
All right.
So, Trish,
So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we will get started, guys.
let's go. If you guys see me on the phone during the presentation, it's just because I'm letting people into the Zoom call, but I am very much paying attention to everyone.
All right. How to invest on a budget. It's possible, guys. It's possible. Okay, so first and foremost, why investing is not important, but absolutely necessary.
Right.
First of all, we need to bridge that gap. There have been tons and tons of people, our counterparts, have been investing for centuries, and they're so far ahead of us.
Right.
And we need to get started,
Period.
just
Period.
closing that gap,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's necessary for financial freedom. I mean, who wants to work a 9-to-5 for the rest of their life?
Period.
I don't. I'm doing it now,
Yeah.
still.
And we
so-
have for a while, just like most of everyone else, right? But when you learn something new, that's the blessing in it. When you learn it, then you give it to other people. So this is a way to build and start on that financial freedom to get us to generational wealth.
Right.
So it's not that we're knocking jobs, right? We have jobs. We started, matter of fact, I just left full time in January and now work at per diem, which is, at will on the weekends. So at the end of the day, you need your income. We're not going to tell you that. We need the income because we need to put it in inside here, right, to invest. So don't get lost in that. But hopefully, you do make enough money that you can walk away from that job.
Yes.
Or at least you're not so dependent on an employer anymore, right? You can withstand yourself by really making money from home or the comfort from anywhere in the world.
Yes. Yes. All right, and that generational wealth. So Taj has kids. I don't have kids, but I want my kids to be set up, right? For when they're here. I don't, I need them to be set.
Right.
And I think that's part of the reason why I don't have kids yet, because I don't feel like I'm financially there,
And I try to hint to her, no one's ever financially there. No one's ever mentally there. No one's ever properly prepared. It just happens, And, you work it out like life, right? There's no real structural manual. They give you books, sure. But which one is in my section?
Like, I need it to be planned. I need to know when it's coming.
My friend lives in a fantasy world. But anyway, so we're going to talk about this knowledge. Okay. So it's just so important because once you learn it, right, it's something that no one could ever take from you. And then the more you learn, the more you realize how little you know. So it's like it becomes obsessive. You're like, did you see this? Did you know that? And you keep on going. So what you do is you surround yourself with people who have that same energy and that same hunger, because we sometimes have family and friends that don't latch on to it, right? But that's like anything that's brand new. Sometimes we have to see it work. We have to see your process and you go through it before other people can hop on. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? So that's why we give the free information, because you guys got to see that the money is real. Okay, but the money comes after you gain some of the knowledge, right? So it's not the other way around. You got to get some of the knowledge and try it out through your process and trial and error to find your strategies, and then you will be on the winning side, right? But don't think you don't lose, because in this game, just like life, you do lose sometimes, right?
Definitely.
You fall.
Definitely.
We help to mitigate that, right? And then you build upon that knowledge through other resources. That's one thing we're big on here is we don't know everything. We don't pretend to know everything. We plan to just get the beginners going, and then you latch on to everyone else that's going in the right direction for you. And then we share those resources with you as well. Okay?
Right.
So investing is necessary, people.
Absolutely. All right. So what do we mean by on a budget? The same way you budget your rent, your bills, your gas, your groceries,
Mm-hmm.
investing needs to be a part of that budget. And if you don't have a budget, you need one.
Get one.
It's right. It's so important to have a budget just in general. Just so that you're allocating all of your money, you know exactly where every penny is going. It's so important. Because that way you're not wasting money or doing any type of like frivolous spending, things like that. But I digress.
Right.
Investing must be a part of your budget. So even if it's just like $20 every pay period, $50 every pay period, you don't need a ton of money to get started with investing at all. One of my favorite things is fractional shares. And that's when you buy a little bit of a share at a time until you get that full share. It's definitely possible. You can do it. Robinhood is how I do it. So, but yes, like any way to get started, just get started. That's it. All right. And getting started, the first thing you need to do is open a trading platform.
Mm-hmm.
So we always like to recommend opening at least two. I know for me, I have Robinhood, I have E-Trade, and I have Ameritrade.
Right.
So I use Robinhood for my fractional shares. I do some cryptocurrency. I do options trading in Robinhood. My E-Trade account. Oh, and I do any swing trading, which we'll get into all of that a little bit later. So if anything sounds foreign to you, we'll be touching on it in a little bit. And then for my E-Trade account, I have that for my long hold. So anything that I'm planning to hold on to forever and ever, that's in my E-Trade account. Any dividend paying stocks for my passive income, all of that is an E-Trade. Okay, so we always recommend having at least two. I have more than I think I have more than I named because I have some for my cryptocurrency too. But yeah, at least two.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
All right. So now we will go into the types of trading accounts. So first is the individual account. Your personal account. You open a Robinhood account, for example, it's a personal account. You'll give your social security number, your birthday, things like that, to open this type of account. Business accounts. So they have tons of different types of business accounts, but you can only open business accounts on certain platforms. So you can't do it on all platforms. I believe TD Ameritrade.
What?
You can open.
Yes, any of these.
You can open any of the business accounts.
And tell them the great thing about, so it depends on what kind of business you have, right? So for any business, you just figure out how your business is structured, and then you open that account, and it's great for tax advantages. The investment club is like our favorite because if you have friends that you're great with, it could be family members. It could be anybody that's on your same mindset and your same journey. And you can go in here and pull your monies together to invest in things, right? So maybe individually you can't afford a Tesla, but together you guys can. And you assign this, and both of you are protected. So therefore, you would vote on everything you do. So when you buy those shares, when you sell them, what your plan is, and it really helps each other grow. A lot of investment clubs start this way. And it's not always just stocks, right? It's anything, homes. Like this is how these groups work together so that they can build up, and then once they build up individually, now everyone can afford things on their own because they grew as a group first, right? Because we all know when you go together, you go faster, right? So it's about working together, but you got to work with like-minded people, right?
Yes,
people that
definitely.
you trust, people that you know are moving in the same direction as you. Okay. So then we going on to what? My faves.
Tasha's faves.
Okay. So then we're going to talk about the custodial accounts. Okay, so first I'm going to break down the common ones that people do know are the Roth accounts and the IRAs, right? So with both of these accounts, they are similar, but the tax purpose is different. So for the IRA, right, you're taxed when the money is coming out. So as you're putting the money into your kids' accounts, and it's growing. Once it's reached its potential, right, or whatever the age of maturity is for them, then when you pull that money out, or they pull that money out, I should say, is going to be taxed. Now, most people love, or parents love, the Roth because it's the reverse. The money is taxed as it goes in. So when they pull out the lump sum, that's all the kids' money. And so most people go for that account because they intend that their kids will be more successful later in life, right? Because if you're adding money, the purpose is for it to grow bigger and bigger. Well, when you get that out, you want them to keep everything and not have to worry about the tax. The big, I won't say issue, the big difference between these versus the UTMA and the UGMA, which I'll break down in a second, is that your kids must be working. Okay, they must have been working for 1 full year during the year that the deposits are going in. Okay, so they have to have income, and they can have any kind of income, right? If you have a home-based business, you can hire your children, right? That's income. If they actually have a real job, that's income. So it has to just be 1 full year during the year that you're making the contributions. Okay, now let's get to it. The UGMA, that's the Uniform Gift to Minors Act. These both are similar as well, and they're great because anyone in your family, friends, whomever, so you got people that get Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, whatever. If you want to tell them, hey, my kid have no sneakers, they got no trips, we want some cash in these accounts, it's great because you can contribute up to $15,000 per kid. And that's per individual, right? So couples can put up to 30,000. So this could be an aunt, this could be a grandma, whomever. Like some people say, oh, I don't have kids. All right, but do you have nieces and nephews? Do you have grandkids? Do you have a godchild? Anyone, right? Even if you want to just open it for kids you don't have just yet, right? There's ways to do this for these accounts. That's what Trish was talking about, like setting them up, being prepared. Even though you're never really prepared. But we're not gonna talk about that. It's not that call. So the Uniform Gift to Minors Act, that allows you to put in all kinds of monetary assets, right? So financial assets, so stocks, bonds, mutual funds, anything you can, any of those type of. So the one that's more favorable is the Uniform Transfers to Minors Act, because that's anything. So now you're talking about digital arts, real estate, commodities, stocks, still the same thing that was in the UGMA, but just add everything else. So this is the more favorable one of these two, just like the Roth is the more favorable one over those two that I previously went over. So yeah, there are so many great accounts, guys, that you can start building up for you and your family. Okay, so those are the type of trading accounts you can get.
All right. So the next thing you need to figure out is, what's your investing strategy?
Absolutely.
Are you an investor or are you a trader? So let's go over these just a little bit. If you are an investor, you typically are buying and holding stocks. You're in it for the long term. I always get stuck. Long-term gains.
Yes.
You are in it for those long-term gains.
Right.
All right. You're in it for that diversity in your portfolio. And I always stress, if you have ever been on a call with us, I'm always talking about diversification, because it is so important, yes, to diversify that portfolio.
Yes, just like you diversify your knowledge,
Exactly.
you got to diversify this portfolio. We need a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Right. When you are an investor, you are looking for that portfolio growth. So because you are holding on to your stocks for those long-term gains, naturally your portfolio will grow.
Right.
Okay. And then also an investor looks for dividends, aka passive income.
You don't need them dividends, friends.
I love my Taj.
Period. You're gonna need them dividends, friends. If you didn't hear me. Period. Yes. Okay. Yes. We call it the double play. It makes no sense to not have stocks that pay dividends. Okay. Because it's literally this. This is why we say minimally put your money in savings accounts, because let's just say that you go buy a stock that pays dividends, right? So let me give you an easy breakdown. Let's say Nike pays dividends, right? And they pay $5 per share, right?
This is an example.
Right? Let's be clear on that. So you own 100 shares of Nike, right? So because you own 100 shares of Nike, how much are they gonna give, Trish? $500. They're gonna give you $500 when those dividends pay out, just because you own it. So just because your money is sitting in an account, right, like a savings, right, you're gonna get that. Why we call it the double play? Because as Nike progresses, you're also going to win over time, right? That's the double play. So your money, your initial investment of $100, right? Or you have 100 shares. So let's say you paid $1 a share, you got your $100 is now growing with Nike, but then you also get $500 every time they pay dividends if they stay at that rate. And just so you know, most companies increase over time when they're doing well. When you pick formidable companies like a Nike, like
McDonald's does.
Yeah,
I think Home Depot. It's either Home Depot or Lowe's. I can't remember which one. But yeah, there are tons of companies who progressively increase their dividend payout.
That's right. And if you don't know about them rates, my friends, look, that's where it's at. The money is in the rates, people.
Real estate investment trust. Yes, we love those. All right. So those are investors.
Yes.
And usually another thing about investors is lower risk. Okay, it's lower risk. So you always need to figure out what your risk tolerance is.
Yes.
And that'll help you determine what type of investor you are or what your investing strategy is. Okay. Now let's go over the trader.
And then don't be fooled, people. You could be a little bit of both. So if you're a little risque, you know,
I'm a little bit of both.
Now, if you wild, we do, that's day trading. We don't really put that on here, okay? Because we don't promote it for beginners, but there is a lot of money in that as well, right? I would just say you need to be a lot more skilled. We don't even do day trading that often, to be honest. But like I said, we're here to tell you everything. So you can make money in the day trading lane too, but that's real risky, people.
Yes. All right. So as a trader, you are into or swing trading stocks.
Right.
When you are a trader, you're into those short-term gains. You want that quick money. You want to do some quick flips. So you're either holding on to your stock or your options for either days, weeks, or months. It's not like you're holding on to it for years and years like an investor. Okay. When you're a trader, you follow trends. You are using earnings.
Right.
The anticipation of whatever, news, things like that,
everything
in order to predict and in order to do your trade.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you're more keen into, so those things that she's mentioning, I don't know why we can't talk to the things that she's mentioning are what traders would call the technical analysis. Okay. Investors focus on fundamentals, right? What does the company look like overall? Like, who leads them? What kind of leader are they? How long have they been in business? What is like the debt ratio, right? How profitable have they been? Those kinds of things are the fundamentals. With the technical analysis are things she's talking about right now. Charts, 52-week high and lows, trends, those kind of things, just so you're clear, okay? But we break these down in different lives that we do, as well as on Instagram as well. So if you're lost, like I said, you put your comments in the chat and we'll get to them at the end as well, okay, guys?
Definitely. All right. So some of our commonly asked questions: how do we get the money to invest? Well, I kind of went over that earlier. Put it in your budget. That is the simplest way to get money. Or even if you get a bonus at work, or if you get your tax refund, or if you get a stimmy, anything like that. And
if you're about to get this new money from the government for these kids, right? Anything, right?
If you got a PPP,
right? Or if not, right? Even if you're, let's say, you contribute $100 to your savings account every month, every week, or every paycheck, however you do it, right? And you can't afford literally to put another penny somewhere else. That's cool. We definitely understand that, right? We've been there. So what you have to do then is, I would say, take 50, put in the savings, then put the other 50 in the investment account. Take 25. If you put $5 in there and put 95 in the investment. But however you want to start, right? So you can just break down what you're currently doing. You don't necessarily need to do more. Just split up what you're already doing, to help. And then you'll see how that ball gets rolling, and then you're gonna be putting the money over there for it.
Right, exactly. Yes, because I know I be getting dividend payouts. I'm like, hold on, what's this?
Yes.
Okay. Which stocks should we buy? So I always recommend companies that you are interested in. And if you don't know if a company has stock, you can easily look it up.
Right.
What kind of shoes are you wearing? You wear Nikes? They have a Nike stock. You like to shop at Target? They have a Target stock.
What kind of phone do you use?
Target.
What kind of games do you buy?
Yes.
What trips do you go on? Like, if you're a Disney fan.
There's literally a stock for everything.
Yeah.
So I would say to start looking up companies that you're interested in and just seeing if there's a stock for it, and start there.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Another commonly asked question is, what trading platforms are the best?
That's a loaded question.
It is. Very much so. Very much so. It depends on what you want to do. Now, for us, we always like to recommend Robinhood for beginners.
Yes.
It's super beginner friendly. Okay. You get those instant deposits. Unlike other trading accounts, it takes 3 business days or like three trading days,
something like that.
to deposit money into your account. Robinhood, they offer instant deposit. So as soon as you say, I want to deposit this coin into my account, you can instantly use it.
Right.
Up to $1,000 if you have the basic account. Okay. So we love those instant deposits.
That's right.
Another thing I love about Robinhood is my fractional share. I love doing fractional shares. So I'll just give you a little bit of background.
And I think it's the only platform that does it, or one of the very few?
Yeah, yeah, very few. Like, you can't get into E-Trade or TD Ameritrade or Webull or anything like that and do fractional shares. So Robinhood is like the most advanced platform to do fractional shares. Okay. For beginners.
And they're growing.
Because, they can do fractional.
You were going to say you're going to break down something.
Yes. So, fractional shares, for example. So, I have been buying, or I was buying Amazon forever. Okay. Amazon is trading at $3,500 now. So I didn't have $3,500 to just throw into Amazon. So what did? I did fractional shares. I would take $100, $50, whatever, any type of extra money I had, I would throw that into Amazon until I got my full share. And now I have a full Amazon share.
She does. My friend did it. She finally accomplished that goal. And see, that's what happens, right? It's called progress. And that's what people have to understand on this journey, right? You might not know anything we're talking about, and that's okay. That's what happens when you are on something with new information.
Right.
And I tell people this all the time, and they laugh, but I'm so serious. You didn't used to know how to walk or talk, but look at us now. right?
Walking and talking.
Walking and talking. Some of us talk too much, right? But you know what? You give a lot of information to people,
Yes.
and they receive it. So that's what we're saying with this. Do not be afraid or think that you're asking stupid questions or any of that. You have to learn first, and we have to, and then we still do.
Yes.
We still buy courses. We still build our knowledge. We still follow other people, right? That's how we continue to get more and more information to bring back to you all. So that was the beautiful thing about her journey, is that it took a little bit of time, right, to get that full share, but she got it, right? Because she was working towards it, and that's what happens.
Yes.
So fractional shares, those coins add up.
They sure do.
Just like the small wins, they add up.
Do.
Be excited about them. We get excited
All the time.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite ones.
Yes.
Okay, when do we buy or sell? Okay, so the basic premise we could give is you buy low and you sell high. Okay, you stick to that strategy, you win. Period. I know a lot of times if you've been in the market lately, you've been saying, "Oh my God, it's red everywhere." Right? I mean, sell. SALE. Buy as much as you can. Buy the dip. Get it while it's dripping all over the place. Right? That's what you do. All right. And then when everybody's saying, "Oh, the market looks great," now they're trying to buy in high, guess what? You can sell it back to them, friend.
Right.
That's what you do. That's the game. Okay.
Yes. That's how those hedgers do it.
Mhm.
That's exactly how they do it. They have strategies where they will not pay a penny more than their price that they want
their
pay,
target. Yeah.
right? That's how we need to think. We need to think like a hedge.
Strategize,
Like a hedge.
right? When they dragging it all the way down, right? And if you don't know what we're talking about, if you look at any stock on the basic level, I talk about this. If you look at the basic level of the 52-week low, if you see a stock trending close to that or below that, you buy as much as you can. And when you see it trending back up to the 52-week high, that's when you get ready to set your target to sell it. Okay.
Yes.
That is the essence of a swing trade. Right? Some of these stocks are going to hold long term, and that's fine as well. You want it to keep on growing, but that's the key. The key is buying low and selling high.
Yes.
And when you sell is when you see a profit. When you see a profit that you're okay with, right? Because this is your money. So if you look into this trade, if it's an option, or you're looking into a swing trade from stocks, you say, "Oh, you know what? I want to make $100 profit on this," or "I want to sell at 50%. Okay, so it has to be a target dollar amount, or it should be a target percentage. And you need to get that target when you enter into that swing trade or option trade. Don't wait till you think it's doing well and now you're trying to figure out your number, because see, that's when things get risky. Yeah. Because then you get excited, right? Like, "Oh, it's moving," or "I'm gonna wait till it go up $2 more," and guess what? It doesn't. Tomorrow it goes down $5. Now if you have a target, you'll be okay, right? And then sometimes you're not. Like, let's be honest, right? If you guys have followed me for a while, I go back and look at stuff after I sold at my target, and then I cry about it, right? Like,
Every
I
time.
should have held it. But no, I'm good because I made my coin, but I could have made more.
But it's okay. But it's okay.
Right.
I be telling her all the time, "Girl, it's okay because you made your money. You got to your target. You got your coin. We good. We good."
Right. I be thinking I'm good till I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. You gonna see.
You're like, "I'm good, but I could be better."
So yes, those are the commonly asked questions, guys.
All right. So ways to invest. We kind of went over it when we were trying to figure out these are actual different ways that you can invest. So buy and hold. That's when you buy stocks and you're holding them long term.
So what's long term? What are you telling them?
How many
years? And essence of years, what would you say, friend?
5 or more.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that's for me. That's
right.
But essentially, 5 or more years
is what you would be holding.
Yeah, would be long term. Buy stocks for dividend return. Like I was saying earlier, that passive income. Real estate investment trusts are some of the best stocks to buy for a dividend return.
Yes.
Because they're guaranteed. So if you don't know, definitely look up real estate investment trusts.
And I have the plugs. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They have a ton that are super cheap.
Oh, there's my cue. So Cube Storage, okay, Cube Smart, I'm sorry, Public Storage. So get into that market, friends.
NYMT,
Yes,
IBR,
who's been playing good right now too for swing trade, friends.
APTS.
Yes,
there are tons. I mean, and even if you want
Simon Property Group, that's SPG. So you got a couple of.
I'm trying to give y'all some cheap options. She's trying to make y'all buy the high ones. I know.
Fractional shares, friends. Don't forget that.
Yes, but
and look, we almost forgot that cue. So I'm glad you said that. Fractional shares, okay? So when you buy fractional shares, she broke that down to you, right? So maybe you can't afford the whole thing right now, but you're gonna keep buying pieces and pieces and pieces until you get it. However, when you do that for a company that pays dividends, guess what? Guess what, friends? You want to get
a dividend.
Some of that dividend, okay? So see what I'm saying? You can make some money off of your some money. See? It's a win-win. It's a win-win, okay?
Yes.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you guys, it's so many ways to make money. And like we said, we don't need a lot of it, right? Because you could put, if you had $100 and you wanted to do fractions, you could buy $1 worth of everything. That's what I'm talking about. So it doesn't matter, okay? You can break this stuff down. We will help you. Reach out to us, right? We talk about these things all the time, and we follow people who do the same. Yes. Go ahead.
Options trading. So that's when you buy options contracts and you sell them when you make profit.
That's it. You trade them.
Right. That's it.
So you buy them, and you trade them, and you sell them, and that's it. And that's how we do it.
That's how you make money. Yeah.
We focus for beginners on buying calls and puts. A lot of people do like to sell calls and puts. All right. It's like selling covered calls and covered puts. We just don't recommend it for beginners because you can be held liable for certain things if you do not have. Okay, so you must have 100 shares of that company to do that. If you don't, you could be held liable if it doesn't go in your favor. So if someone on the other side, right, because you have two people on contract, right, you have a buyer and a seller. If a person on the other side of that, what do you call that? Exercises that contract and you don't have 100 shares of it, you could be in trouble, friend. Trouble. That won't happen to you if you buy calls and puts. So that's why we say, and we stick to for beginners, buying calls and puts until you get comfortable enough. And then you can venture into any of these things, right? But we try to get you comfortable enough with one strategy, using very little funds to learn how to option trade. And then you can build from there,
right? All right. Swing trading. So Taj was pointing on that a little bit. When you have a SALE, buy low,
that's right.
Sell high,
right.
That is the premise of swing trading,
right?
I mean that's essentially it.
That's it. That's what it is, know? Right?
And so when you are doing options trading or swing trading, that is when that strategy is important. Technical analysis, strategy, whatever you want to call it,
right?
You need it.
Period.
Looking at charts, looking at trends, looking at earnings, things like that to help you, looking at 52-week high and low, things like that to maximize your profit.
Right.
So very, very important. If you're wanting to get into trading, it's very, very, very important to have a strategy.
Yes.
Okay. Necessary. Very, very important to know, right. Necessary to have a strategy, necessary to know when you're getting in and when you're getting out of a play,
right?
When you're a trader. Okay. All right. And cryptocurrency, one of our, we're really just getting into crypto.
Yes.
It's not like our thing. So,
but it's been fun.
It has been, like, we've been enjoying the ride.
Okay? Right. Like most people, right? During the wave that we're on, right?
Okay. We've been enjoying the ride.
Like I said, you pick up the drips and, when they're low, then you buy in and then you wait for this, the high to come in and you sell it.
Yes.
So it's the same thing. So crypto right now is definitely like swing trading, right? Some people even trade it. How that happens, we don't know, but free to find out. Like, get your information, guys. There's so much out here. Crypto is great. People are making lots of money off of it. Okay, so like we said, it's so many ways to get in. And right now, a lot of these new coins are new, so they are very inexpensive.
Very cheap.
Very, very cheap. I'm talking about under pennies, right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
All right, so we're just gonna leave you guys with some great resources that we use. First of all, Investopedia.
It's everything.
It is our favorite thing.
Period.
Anything you want to know about money, investing, budgeting, financing, credit cards, anything,
accounts, whatever.
Right. Anything that has to do with any type of money, anything that you could possibly do with money. What is money? You go on Investopedia. They will give you all the information. They're such a great resource.
That's right.
We constantly use Investopedia. Okay.
And then YouTube. YouTube is great, right? So if you're a person like me and you need instructional time, all right, that's what you do. I mean, you can literally type in there how to trade options on Robinhood, how to open an account on TD Ameritrade, and you're gonna have somebody that's gonna visually walk you through the entire process from A to Z, and that's great with YouTube. So you can type anything in there. Trish is big on Yahoo and Google Finance.
I am. So I usually use them to like watch charts, mostly when I'm at work, but we're not gonna tell nobody that. Okay? Like let's just say I'm trying to watch a stock, and like I've been watching Amazon lately. So I'll go on Google or Yahoo really quick, and I'm like, oh, where are they at? So I love using them. Their charts are so easy to read. Yeah, they're just, I don't know, it's great. It's great. It's right there in your face.
Boom.
Bam.
Boom.
NASDAQ.
It's your other fave. I think
I love
your fave.
I think so. NASDAQ. So I use NASDAQ to check dividend payouts. It was like one of
This should be your best friend, my dividend people, and that should be everybody.
Right.
So NASDAQ should be your best friend, and she's gonna tell you why.
Yes. So you can check dividend payouts on other platforms, but NASDAQ was like the very first place that I learned how to look at dividend payouts. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great because it gives you all the information. It lets you know how much it pays, when the money's going to be deposited in your account, when you have to own the stock by, everything.
Everything.
It gives you everything. Okay.
And I just want to give you a little plug, okay? Just so you know this, friends. When you look on NASDAQ and you see that date that you need to own those shares by in order to get a dividend payout, you could literally buy them. You need to buy them the day before that day. You have to have so that I want to make clear. You have to buy them the day before that date. But literally, if you buy all of them the day before that, right? When they do that dividend payout, guess who's going to get it? You.
And it's called the ex-dividend date. Okay.
So they come things like you lump sum of money on here. It's a guaranteed thing you're gonna receive this. So you didn't have to hold it for 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 years. No, you needed to hold it the day before, and guess who's gonna get it? So that's what I'm saying. Do you know how you can look these up and then just play? Come on. Yeah. Come on, people. It's like flipping money. It's really like taking candy from a baby, right? So this course so many ways to make money. And this is a way that's not even risky. Like you just need to put it in there before this date and then boom. Right. So they pay you per share. Remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Don't say you didn't learn nothing tonight. You ain't take nothing home to that home.
All right. Stockcharts.com. So another resource that we first started out with. So I use stock charts when swing trading. It's super easy to set your targets, to read the charts. It's just yeah. I mean, it's beginner friendly. It's great.
And this is where we get into more of the technical analysis, right?
Yes.
So RSI, that's the relative strength index. These are things that you're going to be looking for on StockCharts.com.
Moving averages, things like that.
Yeah. We break that down more, I think, in the options video. We talk about it.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Which is on our YouTube, where this will be. And then of course us. We're your favorite resource. If you don't know it yet, you will really soon. But we just are here to give you guys all this information, right, in a way that's easy, hopefully, to understand, but then also in a fun way, right? Because this is a lot of information. It's new for a lot of people, and it's about money and finances, right? No one's ever really thrilled to talk about them, but we have to be, because we have to start changing the way we view money. And when we use it as tools like our counterparts, everything changes, right? If you learn how to use it to make more instead of just holding it tight, things will change and will open up. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to present this to you in a fun way, because this knowledge is necessary, because it is life-changing, period. There's no way around it. Once you realize that you can make money from your phone, from your desktop, anywhere in the world, it changes you. And this is the kind of thing we need to help the ones coming up after us, right? Like our kids and our little cousins and grandkids and things like that. This is how we start and we build and grow together. Okay, so this is our gift to you all.
All right, so these are just ways to find us. Subscribe to our website.
Yes.
Join our website. I'm talking about
subscribe to YouTube. Yes.
Yes, we want you to subscribe to YouTube, but we're not there yet. We on the website. Right. Join our website if you guys, want to know when we're having Zoom calls. If you guys want to know about our Market Talk Mondays,
right?
Anything like
that. You want to see our nice merch that we just dropped? Yes. That's there. We have courses.
It's pretty fabulous. I just want to put that out there in the world.
Definitely is. And then we have an e-class that starts next month? Next month.
Yeah.
I never know what day it is. So I know we were already in July. But yes, it's our next month. So those are things you can find on the website. Instagram is where you're going to catch all our Monday market talks. So we do snippets of anything you would hear here. Like it could be on different kinds of accounts. It could be on different trading platforms. Right now, we're talking about the option stats. So we're talking about different things in option contracts that you need to look for. So we're just breaking them down. So yes, you can catch us on IG, follow us. If you bought the merch, please take a picture and tag us. YouTube is where we have ventured to now. So we're excited to be there. Please subscribe, comment, and share. And then you'll find the content. So this video will be there as well.
Yes. And this was supposed to be streamed live on YouTube, but again, they didn't want us to be great. But we're still great, so forget you. But we still love you.
Right. Okay, so let's open up the chat, because that's it, friends. If anybody had anything, we want questions. Let's get it.
Okay. Let's stop this screen share.
I'm sure it'll be more when people start talking. All right, let's see what we have.
Quita said, "Thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome." Anybody have any questions for us? You can put it in the chat. You can unmute and ask.
Yeah. Y'all can turn your cameras on if you want to talk.
Yeah.
So anything. But like we said, this video is also going to be on YouTube. If you have not checked out the, hey Rico, if you haven't checked out the options video, is there as well. We also launched our promo for commercial for our merch, so that's there as well. Please let us know what you think. But this is just necessary, people, right? We have to talk about these things. We have to get invested, and we have to bring our kids in. You know what? I'm about to ask Doc. Doc, since you want to call, right? I want you to talk in and tell them a little bit about what you do, because this is for you guys who, when I tell you this money is for everybody, we mean your kids too. And he has a great program, and his is also starting next month. Free 4-week program is great. So those of you who have seen my daughter's picture, this is the guy who runs that program.
Hey, how's it going? I put a question in the chat, and I thank you for sharing. But I jumped on here to learn. So thank you for plugging cool kids. I appreciate it. Cool kids. Yeah, I'm never gonna miss an opportunity to get a free plug. So thank you for that. But I really just came on here to learn. So my question was, if you do purchase, let's say a couple days before that dividend drop, how quickly could you cash in that dividend? Like, is it the very same day, or do you have to wait?
So the day that it pays out, you can cash out. You can take it. Yeah, the same day. I'm hoping that's what you're asking, because when I'm reading your question, it's saying how quickly do dividends pay out. So it varies. It varies.
Mhm.
So they give you an ex dividend date that you have to own the stock at least the day before that date. But then they also have a payment date. That's the date that it's going to be deposited into your account. So it varies from company to company. Sometimes it's a month after the ex-dividend date. Sometimes it's a couple of weeks after the ex-dividend date. So it varies.
So that's what I was going to say. It goes into your account.
Yeah, but once it goes into your account, that money is yours right now.
Yes, and you can, of course, people can use it for buying power, right? To buy other things, right? You can reinvest into that company. That's a very smart move. That's the drip. There you go. And then also, if you needed to take it out, right, you could do that as well. So, and put it to your own personal banking account. So it's however you like to play the game. Yes.
Okay, well, thank you, ladies. And I guess my last question would be, in regards to dividends, I know you said the websites, you said NASDAQ would be great to kind of track those stocks. But when you're in NASDAQ and you're searching for that, can you categorize it by the highest percentage or the highest dividend stock, or how can you search for it?
So I usually do it by company. There are sites that you can go onto that will show you which companies pay dividends and how much they pay, but not on NASDAQ. NASDAQ, you have to search specific companies and look at their dividend payout.
Okay, got it. Because I was just wondering if you had something like that where you have a whole list of companies, and then if you had the ability to organize it, you can say, okay, well, I want to go with these particular companies because I can see out of this list of 1,000 that this looks the best.
We're gonna follow up with that because that's a great question anyway. But what I typically do when me and Trish are looking at this, I'll just Google like the highest paying rates, the highest dividend paying rates, and that's how we really learned that the storage market was crazy, like Public Storage and CubeSmart. Those pay really well. So that's what I typically do. But I want to know. On NASDAQ, is there a way to do it?
No, it's not on NASDAQ. Not that I know it. It's a website. I think it's like Dividend Aristocrats, I want to say.
We're gonna put it on there. So when we find out, we're gonna put it on the Zoom chat. I mean, not the Zoom chat. I keep saying that, YouTube. So that way you guys know, because that's a great question, Doc. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and
you're not here to just learn. You got to give this information. What you mean?
Oh no. So I think that's the benefit, and so that's why I kept on, because like I tell our students, and like last month we had 1,400 students that signed up. This coming month we already have, I think, 800, and we're still accepting more. But I tell my junior investors, I say, surround yourself with people that you can learn from. Right. So I didn't know anything about this whole dividend and the X date. And so as I'm teaching the next generation, I'm still learning in the process. And so
we all are. Yep. That's so true.
And it's like there's a saying that says life now is less about who you're friends with and more on a social media tip about who you're following. And so like I'm following, Achieve Her. Right. And so like my network are all people that I can learn from. And so when I'm following somebody online, I'm using them to gain more knowledge so I can share more. So they said that the more you learn, the more you earn, right? So I'm trying to learn as much as possible. So I appreciate the Black Investor Stock Group and everything you guys are doing. I already got merch. I'm looking to buy more merch. So, and I love what you're doing.
We love what you you say, what's the kid site? He dropped it again for you. That's coolkids.org. Okay. Great. Please put your kids in there. And I don't care if you don't have no kids, go find your niece and nephews, go find your grandkids, got kids. If your friend got kids, you tell her to put her kids in there. Because we need it. And just like what he said about following us, right? We follow each other, and then we tune in to each other's calls because we learn from each other. It's so necessary that we share, because no one person has everything, right? We don't know everything, and you build and grow with each other. So the best thing is to get your kids involved, get everyone involved around you. And that way you can make these kinds of conversations normal, right? At the dinner table, like our counterparts, they have these conversations. If you start watching some of these TV shows, like my daughter watches Richie Rich. I think that's what it's called. They're talking about this stuff on there. I mean, I recorded it. I'm going to post it on social media. And they're literally talking about stocks and investing and the difference between poor mindset versus wealthy mindset. I mean, that's what they're saying in their, and somebody wrote this script for them, right? But then what happens with kids? When you start planting things in them, they go home and then do what? Ask their parents. Now it's the conversation, right? You see what's on their TV shows? That's why I say the information is out here. We just have to tune into the right things. You have to follow the right kinds of people. We all have the same 24 hours, people. Right? It's about what we do with them, right? You got to minimize stuff and maximize other things. And that's what happened with us during the course of the pandemic. We started minimizing all the stuff that was nonsense, right? The nothingness is what I call it, right? I love Beyonce. I love Rihanna, but I can't care about what they're doing right now because I need to focus on the people who making money the way I can make money, right? And this is how we picked up the skill. This is how we picked it up. As soon as we grabbed it and realized we were making money, we started teaching and telling people about it, right? We never knew this was going to come to a business, but we are willing to do everything to share information with our people because it's necessary. We've been out of the game in the loop for too long. We gotta get it back. And now we're here to give it, and anybody have anything to contribute, you're always welcome here. We are not a platform that tells you, oh, only be with us. No. Y'all see the video I got on, right? We rock each other. We celebrate each other. It is necessary, people. Okay. I see we got one more question. So let me answer that real quick because I just had to let y'all know about how I feel about us sharing, us being ready for this, right? Because we can all do it. This money is for everybody, and the kids too.
All right. So we have a question. Is it too late to buy NVIDIA to take advantage of the 4-to-1 split?
So NVIDIA, my God, if anybody has option trade on that, go ahead and clap for yourself. I'm supposed to buy one before they close today.
A month ago they was that.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay.
You see how much they move a day, period?
We're not going to talk about it.
We're not.
But we're going to talk about
We're going to answer your questions. Yes, we are.
Now, okay, for those of you who don't know, they are going to be doing a split. So for every 4-to-1 split, for every one share you have, you'll get 4.
That's right.
Okay. So yeah, so that
no, it's a 4-to-1. So every 4 shares
you have to get 1. Yeah, okay.
Had to check the math. We can't be telling lies on the Zoom, right?
Get mine together.
For every 4, you're gonna get 1. Okay.
Yes. So no, but if you don't have 4 shares, it's kind of
you go get another print.
Yeah. Because who did we have? I think I had like Groupon, and I did like an 8-to-1, and because I didn't have 8,
they just kicked us off the boat.
I got 0.
I think Hertz did the same kind of ridiculous move.
I got 0.
Yeah, so it happens, and if you have 5, you only have 4.
I think it was like a 20.
They don't give you the half or anything like that. So yeah, that's that. But that is a great stock to play for swing trade. Or especially dividends, people.
Yeah, because today alone, let's see.
I want to talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, no, you want to answer the question.
Well,
answer the question.
Okay, well, today they went up $6, but I was looking at their past week, they went up
No, Rico, we said it incorrectly. For every 4 shares, you get 1. That's a 4-to-1 split. So for every 4, you get 1.
Yeah, they move. The way they move is
ridiculous,
crazy
for option trade. But anybody have anything else on weird? I don't know what she's gonna find out.
Oh no, I'm just sitting here in shock. Shock, I tell you, shock.
But we're just happy that you come on Thursday evening. You could be anywhere doing anything, but you're investing in yourself. And that's all we tell you guys from Move Forward. Please invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. So get buried in knowledge, get buried in people who motivate you, get buried in being around people who are smarter than you. I know sometimes we don't want to sound them or whatever that is, but get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's when you're growing.
Hold on.
That's when you're growing. Did you hear me real quick though? Get comfortable with being uncomfortable because that's when you're learning, people. That's when you're growing. Nothing great comes from comfortability. Nothing happens there. Get out of your comfort zone, right? And you can have and do anything you want to do. Those dreams are real. They're real. That's why they feel that way when you're sleeping. You just gotta go get them. You gotta do it. You gotta surround yourself with people who push that, right? Who push it on you. You can win, people, and we're here to show you how. But you gotta take the first step and believe it and invest in yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to go back and look at the video again.
Mhm.
It's a 4-4-1. So for it's the other way around. For every one, you get 4.
Oh, okay.
It's a
So that
4-4-1.
Oh, that's what Rico was
not a
saying.
4-2-1.
That probably was Rico was saying. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. For him.
Yeah. Okay, so we were mistaken. It's a 4-4-1, not a 4-2-1.
Oh, okay. So it was written in the wrong way. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good play.
Yeah.
Good play
So
right
you,
there.
for every one share you have, it's gonna split into 4.
Right.
They hold the same value. But instead of you only having 1 share, you'll have 4 when the split happens. And
Right.
it doesn't happen until July 20th. So yeah, so you still have time if you wanna get.
And do you
Sure.
understand what she means by you'll have the same value? So because let's say 1 share is $20, right? When you get 4, you're still going to have $20 worth of equity. Okay, you're not going to quadruple because you got 4 now. So that's what we're saying.
Yeah. So instead of it being 1 worth $20, it's gonna be 4 worth $5 a piece.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, anytime, Dr. Fuller. Appreciate you coming out.
Thanks, Doc.
That's Doc. All right, guys. So we're gonna head out. We appreciate you. Ask us any questions. Like we said, follow us on Instagram. Please join the website. It's free to join, just like the YouTube. Please subscribe, share everything. Put your comments on the YouTube page if this is beneficial to you. If you want to ask more questions there, whatever, because your questions help other people and they help us, right? Because that's how we're able to give better information or look up things, because this is for you, but it helps us as well. Make sure that we're delivering what you need.
Right.
What stock was that?
Oh, I just responded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. We apologize again for the technical difficulties.
Yes. But best believe the next one will be live on YouTube for real. Okay.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. No ifs, ands, or buts. YouTube don't let us be great. Okay.
Oh, appreciate you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, y'all have a good night. Have a good weekend, people. Take care.
Bye, guys.